Here we are again. Carlton, Richmond, Thursday night, round one. MCG. Same scoreline. Down by 25 points. It was a good night at the footy, I'll tell you that much. Let's start there. Being back, the build-up was unbelievable. For me personally, last night, and I guess for the rest of this season, going to the footy is the reason why I came back to Australia, really. That's obviously love the family and all, but if it wasn't for the Carlton Football Club, I don't think I'd be living here in Melbourne, So the build-up after all the pain of last year to get to the footy and experience it all again, the pre-game, the beers, the chats, the conversations, those random moments with strangers and people you've seen along, in the context of the channel, people you've met along the way, and it's so cool. It was so good, and I'll reiterate it probably a lot this year, but I was very grateful for last night and being able to go and experience it. And I hope that a lot of you out there that didn't go last night get to go next week and for the rest of the season. Just love this game, love this club, and I love this game. As for the game, I felt like we did a lot right for a lot of the game. In years past against the Tigers, I feel like we've played catch up. It didn't have the same feel as last year and the year before and whatnot. Now I understand the end result is really all that matters, and the scoreline is very similar to last year and the year before, and it generally is that typical Richmond 4-goal win round one. But there was something about that game which felt different. We weren't playing catch up. I thought we were well and truly in the contest, obviously up until that last 6, 7, 8 minute patch in the fourth. And, what I really loved was that every time Richmond would get a bit of a run on and kick a goal, we would respond with a goal. And I think that was very important. Before the game, the doomsday scenario messages from people, oh my God. I think some of you need a hug, honestly. I think some of you need a big hug. I don't know what's going on in your worlds, but yeah, the doomsday scenario before the game was just unbelievable. And I thought, considering who was out there, it was a reasonable job. The individual performances we'll get stuck into with the player ratings, but yeah, I'll just run through a few things that caught my eye and my attention last night. I thought we were a little wasteful going forward in the first quarter in particular. I thought, just fumbly little moments. I think Levi fumbled one inside 50 there. Dow was a little bit fumbly early in that first quarter as well. Goals off turnover hurt us so much throughout the first quarter and really the entire night. It's really a standard story for us. Work so hard for our scores and then get scored off turnover easy. And in the end, Richmond scored 45 points off our turnover. And it's something I spoke about, we've all spoken about throughout the preseason. Because of the way that we play, the high press, the pressure, we can leak goals. It happened against the Bombers. It just looked like they would be able to transition really quickly. It had definitely happened against the Saints with their kicking game and their movement. And Richmond are obviously next level with the way they move the ball in their system, and they know exactly where to be. So that's something we have to address ASAP. But that was something that I saw very early in the game. The link-up was good. I thought Gibbons in particular in that first looked good. I thought Plowman, Walsh and Cripps were our three best players in that first quarter. And we looked okay. We looked good. It was game on. Second quarter comes on. We had some more good moments. It was a really, really tough quarter. I thought at times we needed to release handballs quicker and just be a little bit more sure about what we were doing. It's almost like we've got to learn to become automatic with what we're doing with the game plan. And I think there was evident in that second quarter that's, like we were thinking about what to do next as opposed to knowing. And that really, for me, on a high level, is probably the difference between the two teams last night. Richmond just know where they're going to be. They know where that next ball's going to be. They know what the options are, whereas we kind of don't yet. The synergy isn't 100% there. It's going to get there, but we've got some more new players. We've got a system in place, and we've got some other mitigating factors as well. So I thought at halftime, still well and truly in the game, some costly turnovers, some costly free kicks against us. The umpires didn't lose us the game, but just some of the 50-meter penalties and whatnot, just a little deflating in those moments Whereas with Richmond, in their moments, they just knew what to do and how to make I call them championship winning plays or winning plays. They just know what to do. Third quarter comes along, a few moments from Harry, which I'll get into in the player ratings, but they did hurt us, and they started to accumulate. These moments that we didn't take opportunity started to accumulate. We had a few poor misses. Obviously, Harry's had 2 misses in that third quarter. I think Fogarty missed a crucial shot on goal, Setterfield as well, and it just started to really accumulate by that point. And then the fourth quarter, look, ultimately, I just mentioned it now about the moments, and Teague mentioned it in his press conference too. Richmond, they've been through what we're going through right now. For those of you who have the short memory, they didn't know how to win. They didn't know what they were doing. They would get so close week after week after week and just fall over. They didn't know what to do. At some point, the penny will drop. I'm very confident in this group. I didn't leave that game last night saying, oh gosh, we're in trouble. We're not going to be able to match it with the good teams. I thought we matched it very much so with the Tigs last night. And if they're the benchmark of the competition, which I firmly believe that they are, there's always going to be 1 or 2 or 3 teams who are, right at the top throughout the year. But over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, it's Richmond and then daylight, really. You might want to put Geelong in there, maybe West Coast, Brisbane are now coming up, Port. But Richmond are the ones, who get the job done year after year. And I just felt like they were the premiership team that they were. They had a lot of their premiership stars in. They didn't miss too many people. We had quite a few out. Not that that's an excuse, because it's the system that wins the game. And it was interesting because I felt like we played a Richmond-style game. And at the end of the day, they're a lot more advanced at playing that game style than what we are. But I think we are taking the blueprint of what they've left and trying to have our own flavour on it. And for the most part, it was good. I think the system is going to hold up. That was my overarching feeling after last night. Like, we're going to be okay. It's not, obviously it's a win-loss game, win-loss industry, and I'm not happy with the loss, but I'm happy with the way we went about it. And the reality is, we're not winning the flag this year. I personally don't think we're going to win the flag this year. And so once I get to there in my mind, I start thinking, okay, so where are the teams that we, go into games saying we have to beat? I don't think Richmond is one that we say we have to beat this team. Where we are in our development, we've got to be winning this game. Not with the context of who we had available and what the situation was last night. So the other thing as well, they had plus 34 inside 50s last night. So kudos to the back line for getting that job done. If you give Richmond 75 inside 50s in a game of football for 22 rounds, I dare say they're going to be winning most, if not all, of their games. And that's just the reality of it. I felt like our midfield was good. Williams, I'm not going to say Williams is going to win us that game, but with Williams, Walsh and Cripps in that midfield, very confident that can stack up against really any midfield in the comp. We still leak out of stoppage at times, and the beauty of being at the game last night was I was at the front of level 4, so I had a really good view of what was going on. I love the way that we set up behind the ball. I love the communication that I see constantly behind the ball. I thought it was just Doherty that really leads that, but I noticed quite a few of the others leading that. I think our wing positions looked better. I know Lockie O'Brien, again, I don't want to make this an individual review, but I thought he looked good on the wing in the way that he was running. That weak side running, I thought Jack Noons as well, and Will Setterfield provided an option. But yeah, just out of stoppage, we leak. And then once we leak, it's just like teams, once they get out, into open space throughout the midfield and get the clearance, we just have no way of even just slowing them down. And Richmond are very peculiar with how they move the ball. They lower their eyes very well, and it's almost like they have that synergy with their minds. There's a meeting of the minds between their mids and their forwards, and we've been talking about that as fans for quite a few weeks now. We just don't have that yet. Are we on the right track? Yeah. I liked quite a few of the players last night. I liked a lot of what I saw. At the end of the day, the moments are what matter, and they took their moments, and we didn't. End of. Game over. That's really how it is. And I said this last night in the fan cams. I'm very, very, very happy to play Richmond round 1 because you get that test straight off the bat. You've had your big long preseason. You play the best team in the competition straight off the bat. You know exactly where you are after round 1, and you know how. And then you've got 21 rounds to rectify it and get better. Imagine playing Richmond in round 11 for the first time in 2021, having a really good run of form and then getting done by 10 goals. So from that point of view, I love the hard game first up. I think it can be used as motivation if you allow it to, and I hope that's what the boys do. But positive signs. Not satisfied with the result, never satisfied with a loss, but definitely satisfied with the way we went about it. And I feel like if we play like that every game, we will reach that 12-game goal that we have, and that's finals football, really. I think that stacks up. If our best, you add a few key pieces, Williams and Martin and the like, and if we play with that kind of intensity and ferocity, and I think that was the other thing, I really loved the way that we attacked them. I didn't think we took a backward step. I didn't see bodies cowering. I didn't see too many soft, weak moments. People will try and have a crack at Lockie O'Brien. I don't think that was a weak moment. I think that was just more of a he spent it before he had it type moment. But some of the bumps, I know Harry laid one early in the game, Jack Noons as well. That's the kind of intensity we want to see. And we know Jack Martin and Williams bring that element to their games as well. So I'm very bullish about what's going on. I'm very excited. I know that it's raw and we're emotional supporters and we've had a very tough year. And, the footy is, for a lot of people, it's their escape to, look at someone else and have a crack at someone else. But it's very important that we keep level-headed, I think, particularly after round one. I mean, had it been a 10-goal belting, fair enough. You throw the baby out with the bathwater. But I don't think we're there. I think we have a lot to take from that. And we move forward. And look, having said all of that, if we don't beat Collingwood next week, this honourable performance from last night means nothing, in my opinion anyway. So we have to beat Collingwood. And they're going to play tonight. We're going to see what they're all about. But it's massive. 0-2 cannot happen for a team that wants to play finals this year. It cannot. You can't put yourself under that pressure. We do it a lot with this group. We don't start seasons very well. Having said that, this year and I guess maybe last year was really when the expectation of finals internally was there, I believe. So we'll go from there. But I want to give the player of the game. I'm going to give it to Sam Walsh. Thought he was excellent. I thought he was strong through the hips. I thought he was tackled by 2-3 guys and kept his feet. And he's in that All-Australian conversation for me for this year, as in that's my prediction. I think he's going to elevate his game there. So the player of the week. Now, for those of you who don't know, Player is one of the new sponsors on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel for the year. So I've got a link in the description below. So yeah, very happy with what I saw from Walshy, and I look forward to seeing what he's going to be able to bring, because he looks ready to go to the next level. And with Williams in that midfield as well, I think there's a lot to be excited about. But what about you? Where'd you watch the game? Where'd you see it? How did you see the game? It's very different watching in real life as opposed to on the television. I'm used to having, from 2020, I'm used to having the laptop on the lap, pointing out key moments in each quarter and time stamping them. So I'm going to go back and watch the game again before I do my player ratings, and that video will be out later today. But please share with me your thoughts on the game. Are you completely shattered? Are you disappointed? Are you still bullish about where we're at? What did you learn? I think that's the key question. What did you learn about the game last night? What did you learn about our team last night? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll go from there. Go the Mighty Blues.